All right, Ron Goodall, FightHype.com. I'm here with Aleem. How's it going?
It's going good.
You know, I know you're excited to get back in the ring and show the world what you got. What do you know a little bit about your opponent?
Man, hey, he's a tough guy. You know, he's showing up to win. You know, that shit ain't gonna happen, but it is what it is. You know, it's gonna be a tough fight.
You know, it seems like the division has changed a lot of faces and titles have been swung all over the place and things like that. Is there a certain person that you kind of want to go after, or is it just, you know, just trying to figure out, you know, what direction first?
Man, honestly, you know, I'm just excited to get back into the ring and do what I love to do. And I want the top fucking guys, you know. I want the big fights, you know. So whoever is the champ, that's who I fucking want, you know. So gotta get through this, and I want to start 2025 off with a bang.
You know, I know traveling across the country is not ever the funnest things. You see case in case that, you know, it's comfortable fighting at home, and I know that you're a warrior, you wanted to go on the road. But, you know, when you went out to Australia and things like that, just when you fought Sam, you know, what were some of the shortcomings? You know, I know that you're a gracious man and, you know, in those circumstances, but in all honesty, like, what do you think could have probably been a better game plan? Was there certain situations?
I mean, like, ultimately, I felt like my body let me down. Like, I didn't feel like I was truly acclimated, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't there long enough just for my body to catch up. I remember I was just jogging on the treadmill, and I'm like, damn, I wasn't even a mile in, and I was breathing, you know what I'm saying? And, like, I just wasn't acclimated. You know, so in hindsight, it's like, shit, I got to be out there longer, run outside, do whatever I got to do. Feel like my body kind of let me down, and despite all that, I still felt like I did enough to win. You know, lost a 12-round 3-2 split in this country, you know. But you live and you learn, and that's the game, you know.
You know, when you look back at that fight, you know, there was a lot of, you know, moments that you had in that fight, and obviously when the second tide came in, that was what you're kind of specifically saying, like, you know, if you was probably in the States, you would have been able to be fully...
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, in the States, like, hands down, you know. Like I said, I feel like my body let me down, and, you know, the fight didn't go my way, but shit, that's just the way, you know, the chips fell.
You know, ultimately, I know that, you know, there was fights, maybe like a Stephen Fulton, you know, people were bringing around, or now you see Sam, you're going to be facing Inoue. When you make those kind of bounce backs after like the fight on Friday and things like that, do you see yourself as a potential opponent to Inoue, since Sam is fighting him and you're pretty much so close?
Oh, 100%. I mean, it's like, technically, you feel me, like I'm supposed to be in that slot, you know. Life is life, you know what I'm saying? So shit happened, but that's the game, you know. I just got to get back into the ring, do what I love to do, get these wins, and make the top guys fight me. You know, I got to become mandatories. I've won 3 world title eliminator fights, and still never got my world title shot, you know. So ain't nothing guaranteed in this game. You know, you got to go out there and earn it every time you step in the fucking ring. It don't matter what you've accomplished, what you've done. You know, so I just want to do that. You know, I got to go out there and dominate tomorrow night and look for a big fight next, and that's the goal.
Do you think Sam will be able to beat Inoue, seeing that you share the ring with him?
No, honestly, you know, I think Inoue stops him within 8. You know, Sam, he's not a big puncher. You know, he's a solid dude. You know, he's not a bum. He's undefeated. But, you know, I don't see him going out there and really making Inoue do anything to respect him, you know, so, yeah.
Ultimately, Inoue has been kind of talks to maybe coming to fight in America, and, you know, they're kind of trying to build up like a fight with Nakatiya and things. I know you're fighting on Top Rank, so granted, if you look good and Inoue needs an opponent after Sam Goodman, would you step up and fight Inoue maybe?
Oh, 100%, you know, I think 26 is going to be a better weight class for me. You know, I don't have to do the hard cut for 22, you know, but ultimately, yeah, you know, he's considered pound per pound best fighter in the world, you know, so it's like every fighter should want that fight.
You know, seeing the fact that you made your weight comfortable, and it seemed like everyone else made their weight comfortable. I know in Virginia, tomorrow you guys have a 10-pound rehydration, which very unique. I'm sure a lot of people want to totally come and love and fight in Virginia all the time. But someone didn't make weight. They missed it by 6 pounds. Like, I'm sure that when you heard that, I mean, what does that do to you as a fighter when you hear that?
I mean, like, yo, that's the main event. You feel me? Like, yo, like, at the end of the day, you still gotta be professional. You can't come in 6 pounds over. You know, like, yeah, it's a 10-pound rehydration clause, but that's after you make weight. Like, you 6 pounds over from jump. You know, that's just unprofessional. That's a sloppy camp. You know, and yeah.
Does that? I mean,
that don't mean shit to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I move different. You know, like I've always made weight. Not saying it's always been easy. Shit's always been a struggle, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, all right, well, boom, I made weight. Got this rehydration clause tomorrow. Gotta stay on top of that, and then get the win. So I'm just focused and locked in on what I gotta do. All this other circus shit, you know, that just is what it is.
you know, if you had like a hometown fight, right? You know, you had 10,000 people showing up. Your opponent misses weight for 6 pounds, and I know that, you know, Ryan and Devin had like a 3-pound situation that people still debate today. The advantage that Devin allowed. You know, they allowed, you know, like, they're still gonna fight. Would you cancel the fight, or would you still?
No. I mean, the fight will go on. You know, he'd just lose like half his purse. You know what I'm saying? But the fight's still gonna have to go on. You know, it's just it's not a title fight no more. You know what I'm saying? So win, lose, draw. You know, Keyshawn, he gonna keep his belt regardless. You know, so that's from him having a sloppy camp and not being professional. But business is business. The fight still go on.
You know, my last questions with you is, you know, the adjustments. I'm sure you made a lot of adjustments going into this fight. What were some of them, or you just exactly the same, just kept everything?
I mean, like, I've tightened up the blueprint. You know what I'm saying? I've just tightened some things up and staying true to who I am, and that's it. Just being me.
You know, with the fans tuning in on a big card with a lot of guys on it, what can they expect? Is it going to be a beautiful boxing lesson? Is it going to be a brutal beatdown, a knockout?
Well, I mean, shit, I'm the first fight of the night, so we going to set it off. It's going to, you know, I'm looking forward to earning a bunch of new fans and just having an exciting fight.
All right, well, can they follow you on social media?
Yes, sir. You can follow me at Aleem Boxing.
Awesome, appreciate it.
All right.